What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video with your boy Carter. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, my thing is, what I'm seeing is millions, starting to talk about, losing their homes or about to become homeless. And we living in the year 2026, you feel me? Now, back then, like I told y'all, my generation, when I was growing up, a 4-bedroom house rent was only around $800. Nowadays, rent is around 1,200 or more. Plus, you gotta be making 3 times the income. They just been making it hard on us, you feel me? The type of times we living in, and I know it ain't just y'all feeling like this, and I know it ain't just me feeling like this. That's why I wanted to make this YouTube video to see who else feels the same way I feel. Like, rent is just skyrocket increasing, bro. Like, it's out of our hands, and a lot of people just ready to give up, ready to go move with someone else, or just break down and lose it all. And back then, it was way easier. It wasn't that much cost of living. But nowadays, like I said, the population, it didn't skyrocket. When we was babies, when we was teenagers and everything, the world ain't had that many people in it, you feel me? But now that we are adults, and when we was 15, 16, 17, a lot of people around that age decided to have sex early. So that becomes the 16 and pregnant moms, you feel me, at the age of 16. And they having babies, and by the time they moved out out their parents' home, that kid halfway grown. Finna be in elementary, you feel me? So that's why I feel like prices has increased and skyrocketed, because not just rent, but chips, food, groceries, and everything, you feel me? Gas. But we gotta figure it out. We just can't settle. We just gotta work harder. That's for sure. A lot of people is putting in more work than what they had to put in back then. And that's the crazy thing about it, because we gotta do all that to live comfortable, or unless we move to a different area. Now, when you move to a different area and rent becomes more cheaper, you gotta look at the reasons why. And most of the reasons why is because you're surrounded by low income apartments or low income, neighborhoods, whatever it is. You surrounded by liquor stores, you surrounded by areas where there's been a lot of shootings and killings at. So a lot of people don't know that. They just move in the area where the rent is cheap at. But you see, living cheap comes with problems. You get what I'm saying? You might have police activity in that neighborhood every other week or every week. So you gotta know what chances you taking and what you want to roll with. Now, this is the good thing, I feel like, that a lot of us have not cracked yet, as far as the people who have not received a home yet. We are still first-time home buyers, and I feel like it's some opportunity out there for us with being a first-time home buyer. But I don't know much about that. I just know I've been getting turned down for houses, because of my credit. Not because of me, but because of my credit. We had the three times, of the income and everything that they was looking for the apartment. We made that 3 times more, but the collections I got on my credit is what's holding me back from getting me a nice house or apartment that I'm looking for. But that don't make me homeless, because I'm still right here in low income. But this is not what I want all my life, low income. Because when you living in low income, your money is controlled by how much you make. What you make is what have to be reported, living in low income. Now, living in a regular house or a regular apartment, you don't have to constantly keep reporting things. You can have 3 jobs, 4 jobs, 5 jobs. You can make how much money you want to make. And that's the way I want to live. That's just the honest way I want to live, YouTube. But it's been on my mind to talk about this, millions starting to feel like they finna lose their home. their apartment, you know. But I just want y'all to have faith, try not to worry, and give it to God. Now, I feel like women, they got it more made because all they gotta do is go to a shelter and they'll put them in the house. Now, dudes, I don't really know much about that as far as being in a shelter, but look at my situation. I'm 28, my son, he's 7, and I'm in a 1-bedroom, low-income apartment. You think I wanna be in a 1-bedroom, low-income apartment, especially with a 7-year-old son? No, he need his own bedroom. But like I said, I've been getting turned down because of my credit. So what I'm going to do this year, 2026, is work on my credit, remove as much debts that I can remove that I know I owe. What's the point of even, trying to pay somebody to fix your credit when you can just pay off the debt you owe? You get what I'm saying, YouTube? But yeah, it's just been mind blowing, seeing rent increase or, seeing people having to be put out homeless. Like, you real life got people out here that's homeless and they doing what they gotta do to be able to survive. And when I say they doing what they gotta do, they real life doing what they gotta do. And it's sad, bro. It's sad. And it's not our fault, but it's the people fault who accepted the votes on what was voted, for stuff to increase. Like, we can't afford this. The times we living in, United States of America, we can't afford this. But for some reason, they still skyrocket our rent, right? Skyrocket our rent. Now me, I'm in a low income, but my rent would be at $0 if I'm not working. But who wanna live like that, not working? So yes, I work a job, I'm a custodian, but my rent is at $783. You get what I'm saying? Matter of fact, $789 living in low income. I'm making what? A certain amount of money an hour, and I'm working 40 hours per week. So they got my rent at that price, $789. Now, they only have the option for me to pay my rent online. I can't even do a money order or drop it off at the office. They only give me the option to pay it online or at the store. So if I pay it online, that's a $28 transaction fee just to pay it. Now, if I pay it at the store, that's a $2 fee. So I'm obviously coming out of $2 at the store plus some gas just to pay my rent. You feel what I'm saying? It's the stuff that we have to go through. But I plan on, being a real estater in the future, like owning things. I want to, own my own house, rent out houses and apartments and everything, and help the homeless people in some type of way. I always wanted to be that person that can give back, but not just give back, but keep God involved, because some people just seem to forget about how awesome he is, and he's awesome all the time. So I just thought that I'd put that out there and let y'all know. But yeah, YouTube, we gotta make a change before a change make us, because they already trying to cancel low income, saying, it should be a certain limit, a certain years that you should have living in low income to be able to get on your feet. Woo, woo, woo. So they trying to say within 2 years, low income might get canceled, as far as if you live there for a certain amount of years. Comment if you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to comment whatever you want to comment about this topic, because this topic is real all the way around. Like, you got parents that's living with their kids. That's how tight it is out here. Parents is living with their kids. They kids done growed up and got them their first apartment or their first home, and it's being reversed around. Parents are living with their kids out here, bro. Times is hard. I'm not denying that. I'm standing. I ain't feel down, but I'm standing. And I can say the wind been blowing trying to make me fall, but I'm still standing, y'all. I'm still standing, but it real life break my heart to see people out here homeless or finna be homeless, and they out here in the cold and everything, because we complaining about what we do have, but we ain't appreciating it like we should. So we need to be more appreciative, you know, be someone to be a helping hand. Get out there and help somebody, because that could have been you. So that's why I don't laugh at nobody's situation, because that could easily change to your situation. You get what I'm saying? And we all go through life. We all go through things in life. Nobody is perfect, you know. We just go through different things. Some of us go through the same thing, but the story a little bit different. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like it's a blessing behind all of it, you know. If you don't give up, you keep going, and you tell the devil, not today, you go win, you know. Because most of it is the devil trying to attack us, you know. And when you angry, that's giving the devil what he want, because you are angry. What do angry mean? Angry mean you are mad at someone, you're pissed off, you ticked off, whatever you want to call it. So another word for angry is anger. And if you put a D on top of anger, that's the devil's favorite word, danger. You feel me? God know your name, but the devil don't know your name. I take that back. The devil do know your name. He wants you, but he can't get you. God know your name, and the devil know your name. But see, the devil can try to make you do wrong things. God will not let you do wrong things. You get what I'm saying? So we go talk deep into that conversation, you know. But I just want to talk about these houses, this rent, these apartments, you know, single moms, single dads. How many single dads watching this YouTube video right now, you know? How many dads watching this video who got full custody of their child? I'm one of them, you know, right here with full custody of my son, but I didn't want things to go like this, but it happened like this, you feel me? So now I'm manning up, doing what I gotta do, you know, striving for greatness and standing on my P's and Q's. But I also figured out what time I want to start giving y'all YouTube videos. I figure in the morning for y'all, just, you know, make it public for y'all in the morning, whoop, 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 before I start my day. So yeah, I'm finna get me a tripod, and we gonna be doing more vlogging real soon, man. We gonna talk about these houses and everything, these apartments, cause it's a lot more to talk about than what I'm talking about in this video. But it just blow my mind to see people on YouTube talking about they finna be homeless or they need some help, you know. And, you know, I done been there, bro. I had to sleep at houses that didn't really want me there. I had to sleep in a car before, you know, even though I had a house to go to, but someone else was sleeping in the car, so I didn't want them to feel that way. And they couldn't even come to the house I was living at because it wasn't my house. So I can't just say, well, come to my house and come sleep with me, woo, woo, woo. I had to go sleep in the car with them, even though I had me a bed, you feel me? That's how much I care about people's situations, you know? Because we all brothers and sisters, you know? So if we can help one another, then let's do it, you know? See what we can come up with, some programs, some grants or something, you know? Because don't nobody want to be homeless. I mean, some people do. They put their habits before everything, or they put their wants before their needs, you feel me? Like, they'll know that they rent is $900 and it's due on the 1st, and they'll have $850 on the middle of the month, you feel me? And know they gotta pay that, you know, 900 or whatever at the end of the month, but they didn't took that 850 to go gamble with. Oh, I'm gonna go gamble with this because this is what I wanna go do. I'm gonna make more money to where I can pay my rent and I still have money left. Boom, they take that money and go gamble with it, right? Took the whole 900, went to go gamble with it. Boom, that 900 dropped to 500. Now they like, ooh, I was just at 900. Now I'm at 500. I done lost some money. I gotta get my money back. And the moment they try to get their money back, that's when they lose the rest. You feel me? So you can't fall into that trap. When you get the money to take care of your bills, you need to put that money to the side, you know? Real talk. Like, that's the first thing I do when I get paid. Before I want to do what I want to do, I figure out what need to be paid before I come up with my wants, because my needs is more important than my wants. And that's what you got to stand on. Having your needs more important than your wants. Your wants go always be wants, but your needs is go need to be needed done. You feel me? So I'm telling y'all the truth, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more YouTube videos from your boy Carter.